Okay, so first things first is I start recording from Logic. Now I'm recording, and I turn on this camera, and then I hit record on that as well. Now that's recording, so a little snap going on, so I have my synchronized audio. So this is not live streaming. This is a practice run for drawing. All right. So, okay, I have this drawing I've been working on for I don't know how long. It's not important. Long enough to get it to this point where it is right now. And I'm going to work on it some more at this point right now. Put my glasses to the side. Put my head down low. And I'm not sure if I'm going to get in the way here or not. Alright, so what do I need to work on here? Well, I'm just going to start. The way I do it is I have my ballpoint pen here, and I get it warmed up by letting some of the ink flow from it like that. And I make sure that there isn't any ink at the tip. And then I start going. And what I'm doing here is just trying to fill in some of the areas that I felt were weak. I had already worked on this before. Some uneven tones. So I'm evening that up. Okay, that looks good. Right. So really, I'm not sure I haven't looked at this piece in a long time, so let me take a look here and see what it is that needs to be worked on in this area. Because obviously, well, not obviously, but obvious to me, this area here and here and here are unfinished. Yeah, but in here looks pretty finished, I'd say. So let's see, what do I need to work on here? Well, I'd say this part right here looks like it needs a little bit of work. Yeah, gotta be careful. There's no going back. Every single thing I do is permanent. Okay, so right here, this is a little bit, well, needs to be blackened in. What I mean by needs to be is there's a feeling it's not quite right. It's just a feeling. And that's all I have to go on. At any time, at any point. That's all I have to go on. So I go on that. That is what I rely on, that feeling. When I'm working with pencil, which isn't very often, but I'd like to get into that a little more. But when I am working with pencil, I am not mostly taking advantage of the erasing capability of the pencil. I don't like to erase. Now I imagine that someday, when I start working in pencil more, erasing will become a technique rather than just a way of fixing a mistake. Well, obviously with pen you can't, well, with this type of pen you can't erase. They do have pens now that you can erase, but they're kind of, I don't like the idea of the erasable ink, so I don't use those. And I'll talk about this pen later in some other videos. Okay, so as you can see, that is now blackened in. Took a while. It wasn't a quick process, but it wasn't too terribly slow either. Also, this area right in here, I would like to darken. Yep. Yeah, like that. All right. And now it's connected. There's a little tiny hiccup right there, but I'm not sure if I'm going to even bother with making it. Oh, okay. I'm going to. I'm going to try and fix this little hiccup here. And the way that I would do that, because you can't erase, and it's a little bit of buildup of ink there that's noticeable to me. I'm not sure if it's picked up on the... Maybe I'll get a zoom lens. Yeah. Or just pull the camera down. It's not so easy the way this is set up. No matter. Alright, so let's see. How am I going to fix this? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to darken it a bit. That's all I'm going to do, because you can't lighten it, right? But you can darken it. So, there. Now it looks like it was meant to be. And then I blend it in up there. It's a little too soft right here, so... Now, what I'm doing is I'm using really just the weight of the pen almost. I'm not pressing hardly at all. It's this buildup that creates the softness. Yeah, that's the trick. It's a trick. Don't always need all that softness, right? Okay, so right in there, a little more. Right. And it's not quite right. Now it's too thick right in there, so who knows? This might end up being just completely black. I've done that all too often. Keep working on something, and then eventually it's just like, oh no, it's just black. Gotta save myself a lot of time by just making it black. But no, it's the process, you see. It's the process. How do you get there? How? Gotta go through these steps. Gotta go through the steps. Yep. Right. Not quite happy with it yet, so I'll just keep going. No need to rush. You can always go back and see where it was and where it is. Right. Okay. So it's darker over here, and then it gets lighter up here. All because there was a little hiccup. So that's a classic example of... It's a classic example of making your problems work for you. All right. Yeah. Now this part right in here is a little bit weak. I like sensitivity, but not... Well, anyway, it doesn't quite match up. So I'm going to give a little bit of a tip at the end, but it's not as easy moving the pen this direction. Sometimes it works well and it's appropriate. Sometimes moving down like this stroke is better, and that is the case now. So I turn it around and I'm going to give it a down stroke. And moving quickly is important. Once you have your pen where you want it, basically you can give it a little bit of a lead line to see if it works. And then once you know it, you got that, just keep repeating this stroke. Like that. Now I feel there is some buildup of ink at the end here, so I just do like that. That's what all of this is here. It's just where I'm twisting my pen onto the paper to get rid of that excess. And sometimes it just spits out onto my art, and I cannot erase it. Most of the time, I'm okay with it because it works into the piece. But sometimes, there are rare occasions, but it does happen, where I'm like, what am I going to do now? It was so good, and now it's just blah. Rare, because usually I can, do something with it. Once it's there, I'll go, okay, well, now I work it up, do something with that mistake. But sometimes it's just it's hard to fix it. Okay, I don't want to work this too much. That's always a potential hazard. Working it too much. But I think that's all right. Okay. All right. Let's see how that looks. So I'm going to turn it around here and see if there's any other thing I can do in this area before I move on. Just a few things to tighten up. Famous last words, eh? All right, so we'll call that. I keep saying, all right, we're going to call that down, and then it just keep finding something else I want to work on. That's the way it goes, often. What's happening now is a usual situation for me. All right, I am going to call that down. Now, what's next? I kind of want to work on this area all the way over here because I think I can do something fairly quickly. Yeah. All right. So this area is going to be where the mat overlaps just slightly. So I need to build something up into it. So I'll just... I do have that consideration going on, that there's going to be part of this drawing will be covered up. And so where it meets the mat, I want it to look like it knew that there was going to be a mat there. And it does. It is me in this case. I knew. I know. And as a result, I want the mat to, or the drawing part to meet the mat. Hello, mat. in such a way that there's nothing that's going to be hidden behind it that is not, or that will be missing. So yeah, just boring old blackness behind the map. That's what's going to happen here. Yeah, and you know what? I'm just going to go a little faster. Might as well. There's not a whole lot to be careful of over here. I like to be careful though throughout. You know, the entire drawing is something that I want to be careful with. But you have to, yeah, it's really necessary to go kind of quickly and riskily. That's not quite the word I'm looking for, but you need to take risks. Otherwise, nothing gets done. You just sit there and worry about it, stare at it, and then it just doesn't get done. And that is the way I am often. Look at something for a while, and it just fails to finish. Well, I'm not dead yet, so I'd like to finish everything I've started, but there are plenty of things that I started way back in. Let's see, the oldest piece that I haven't finished yet is probably from 1992 or 1993. But I have changed a lot in the way that I draw, so I'm not sure if I want to revisit it. I'll just call it, part of my history. I was that way then, and I am this way now, and I didn't finish it, and so just opportunity missed. That's all it is. Right. It's a little strange how such a small thing can be so freaking busy. And it need not be busy, really. It should just be simple and basic. So, I am going to just keep darkening it in. And the reason I don't just go like that, and just darken it all in, is because I'm pretty sure that there's going to be something that'll come from this that is that requires a little bit of sensitivity. Not so much in this area right here. No, this can all just be black. But you never know. The way things come together. It's interesting. These are not pre-planned. They really aren't. There's this type of work here. I just started doing this kind of shit. Stuff. And then this came to be. As it is, I don't really like this part at all. I mean, it's just it's not very good. But how it connects to this part, that's what's going to make it or break it. So let's try and make it good, because it's not at this point. So if you'll notice, if you can notice, now this is a test, so I'm unsure how much this is going to be picked up. I might have to just invest in a zoom lens or something, because this is maybe too small to really get the detail. After I'm done with this, I will check it on the monitor and see how's it going and make adjustments. This is not live. I will eventually do this live. I want to do it live. I'm setting this up to start a live streaming situation here. And so what am I going to do in a live streaming? Just draw? No. I want to share with you my process, how I'm thinking about things as I go along, much like I'm doing now. So that's the plan. I went and got some materials for this process, and I mounted my camera here on my desk, and I'm waiting for some parts that I ordered online, and they should be here soon. I ordered a video capture card, and I ordered some cables, a cable, and I ordered, let's see, I guess that's it. Yeah, that's all I'm waiting on. Once I get that, then I'll download the broadcasting software, and I'll start setting all that up, and then I'll go live. And I'm not sure which platform I'm going to use first. Might it be Facebook? Might it be Twitch? I don't know. I'm not sure which one would be best for what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to do is just have my artwork or my technique here shared. I want to share it. That's what I'm trying to do. And get people to follow me so that I can sell my work. Right now, nobody knows I exist. Well, relatively few people. I am just one of millions of people who are creating art. Hard to find. Me. I have an online presence. I have a website. I have a Twitter account. I have an Instagram that I use. Try and update that pretty regularly. I have a Facebook page, a couple of them. I have a YouTube channel, a couple of them. I don't have a Twitch account yet. Maybe I do, but I haven't used it. So I'm online. But, yeah, nobody seems to... I keep saying nobody. I shouldn't say that. Few people seem to know that I exist. I want to change that. I want my work to be known. I want people to go, hey, man, I like your stuff. And they can use that accent if they want to. I'd feel right at home being from Texas. I'd answer them back in my Texas accent. Well, thank you, partner. You want to buy it? They'd be like, yeah, I want to buy that. How much is it? And I give them a huge figure. And they go, great. I thought you were going to say it was more. I got all this money and I don't know what to do with it, so I think I'm going to buy some of your art. And I really love your art. See, that's the thing. I want people to love it, not just go, I want to buy it, put it in my room for my baby. No. I want you to love it. Well, I do love it. See, he's really from Middle Texas, around Waco, maybe. I'm from the Houston area myself. Lived in Dallas, lived in Austin. I like them all for different reasons. Houston is a great place. Great place. I don't know how it is now, though. It was great when I lived there. Last time I visited was a couple of years ago. I thought it was great then, so probably still great. They had a pretty nasty flood. Snagged my parents in it. My childhood home was underwater for some feet. And my parents, being as old as they are, weren't really able to help themselves. And I live here in Japan, and I do regret not going back and helping them. Should have gone, but didn't think I could. Couldn't leave my job. But maybe it's for the best, because I might have stayed there and then I'd really be stuck now, right? This virus going on. So as it is, I'm stuck here in Tokyo. There are worse places to be stuck in. I'd like to be back in the U.S., though. I've been here quite some time. Nearly 20 years. And I'm about done. I think I'm done the Japanese thing. I'm ready to go back and do the American thing. I want to be an American again. Yeah. It's a good country. I like America. I like what America, what it offers people. A lot of things that I don't like about it, but that's. I think if you're a thoughtful person, an honest person, then that doesn't need to be explained. But today that can go in any direction, really. People could say, yeah, the leadership is great because they didn't take any BS from anybody. The top brass, they don't take anything. They just wanna make America great again. And you could say that, and some people do, and that's fine. But that's not my position. Nope, nope, nope. I'm all about let's really truly make the world great. Let's start cooperating. Yeah, it's a one planet kind of deal. All right, so if you notice, I've been just fiddle screwing with this, and I've gotten it pretty dark around in here, and kind of feel like this might be a good stopping place. This will be a lot more sensitive, not so dark, and more like right around in here. And then I don't know really what I'm going to do with this. This might be like darker, like have that kind of shape, maybe. And then over here, I need to work on this and build up some stuff over there. I'm not sure if I'm going to do anything here. I see this as oriented this way up. But, could turn it around. But it is going to go in this, it is going to go vertical, not horizontal, because, well, there are reasons. And I'm not going to tell you today. You have to tune in and find out later. All right, so I plan on doing a live streaming here soon. I'm not sure when. But I hope that I can do it soon. Until then, we're going to call this one done.